Hi everybody, this is Paul. Welcome back to another Maximum Power Up video. Quick video, again looking back at another magazine, and it's one of the few magazines that's still going today. Of course there's only a few ones that I can actually be on about, Games Master, but it's not that today. Looking back, all the way back to October 1993 to Edge magazine. Now, I remember this coming out as a kid and, well, teenager, and obviously there was loads of magazines out on the shelves at the time, and Edge was trying to say it was doing something different. It was trying to stand out from the crowd, and it definitely did, because around this time you had a load of new consoles coming to market, and like everyone's aware of, a lot of them just didn't really do anything, you know, Jaguar 3DO, etc. You know, moving away from the cartridge-based gaming more to the CDs. So, first thing you notice with Edge, especially with the early issues, like I say, it is still going, it came in these plastic bags. So that straight away made it feel more special, you know, in my eyes. So I managed to get this one off eBay because I got rid of my original one years ago. And then inside, here we are, like I say now, a good 20 odd years old, and it's still in really good condition. So again, it's just got still the same glossy feel and everything, and even though obviously the games market was changing, it still covered your Mega Drive, your Super Nintendo, PC and Amiga, because obviously the Amiga 1200 was still really popular at this time. So on the cover there we're talking about the 3DO. So just to flick through a few key moments, we have got a bit of the latest news there on the CD32. Console I've still never really got into, and obviously now the price of them is going up quite a lot. It's just like the Amiga 1200 prices I've done. I'm sure that it has got a few standout games, you know, but I just always see things like port after port, you know, well, Amiga port, Sonic, and it's just something that if I had the money spare, I probably would just pick up and obviously add those sort of consoles to my collection. Anyway, so I'm not going to spend too much time on about that. We've got a little feature here on the EA adapter cartridges, so obviously play your multiplayer games. I've also got the old, talk about the old Sega Pirate TV. I'd say that I do remember, obviously growing up. I've also got, straight away, there's a lot of news in here. You know, it's covering, like I say, all the current generation at that time, and all the up and coming things. So obviously a little bit of news here about the Saturn, and then little mini feature here, what's better at Final Fight or Batman Returns on the Super Nintendo. What else have we got? Looking at all the laser discs and things like that. This is one thing I absolutely loved. I thought it was a great feature, just all the different release dates. You know, it came in handy for every system at the time. So obviously you got Super Nintendo, Mega Drive and Mega CD, the PC, Amiga. So like I say, the Amiga had quite a lot of big games coming out for it at the time. Then here we've got the charts set out quite, well, funky in a way. So we've got the import charts as well for Super Famicom. We've got the charts of the Amiga, Syndicate being the #1 game this particular month, and then the PC CD-ROM games are obviously getting a lot more popular. I think I managed to get myself a decent, Pentium 75 at the time, a couple of years after this. So you got like David Tentacle there, up at #1 in the charts, priced at £46, and underneath you've got Seventh Guest costing £70, which is absolutely ridiculous. Granted, it looked amazing, but it's a crazy amount of money to spend £70 on a game. Anyway, moving on, we've got Dungeon Master 2 review for, preview I should say, for PC, Amiga and Mega CD. I never actually played Dungeon Master 2. The first one I absolutely loved, and I love the Chaos Strikes Back game add-on, but never actually got to try it. PC game there, Stone Keep, one that I've never actually played. Just move on a little bit. We've also got I can't remember this coming out, Impossible Mission, the 90s remix, which is on SNES and Mega Drive. I know, looking back at a lot of these magazines, quite a few games obviously just disappeared and never actually got proper releases. Still got quite a few leaflets and all things to subscribe to Edge back then. We've also got, quite apt really, Jurassic Park there on the PC and Amiga. Size of the game, 67 discs on the PC, 4 to 5 on the Amiga. Again, I never actually played the Amiga version, I only played it on the Super Nintendo, although it does look quite similar to the Super Nintendo release. So, what else have we got? We have got the absolute awful Rise of the Robots game, the game which was so hyped up before it came out, and it was just absolutely awful. We've got a few Super Nintendo and Mega Drive games there. Landstalker, World Heroes, one of the many one-on-one fighting games. Virtua Racing on the Mega Drive. What else have we got? We've got the usual features you always find in magazines. Advertising Special Reserve, featuring heavily PC and Amiga software in that. And then we've got the main feature, which again, console I never really spent much time with. It's the 3DO. So obviously well documented now, didn't really do that well. There were a few, good games to it, obviously, like when Need for Speed came out and Road Rash, but looked absolutely amazing. And I'm sure there's a few other games, that people can just go, yeah, honestly, this was great, but it just didn't really do anything. I don't know if it was just down to the price, because it was quite an expensive console, and I know they obviously brought out a Mark II model, but I think by then enough people had been put off, and obviously you had the Saturn and the PlayStation, entering the market. But you've obviously got Electronic Arts really getting behind it, so they're obviously like one of the big flag wavers. Just move on a little bit. We've got a feature on sounds, so we've got little interviews here with Chris Hulsbeck and Jez San. What else have we got? Just quickly flick through. It's just crazy looking back at such an old magazine. So anyway, we get to the test screen. So here we are to all the reviews. Review here for Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Again, just sticking to the same review style that we always have done, with just simple 9 out of 10 rating. Well, out of 10 ratings I should say. And then on the next page we have got the original Mortal Kombat on Super Nintendo, which they have only rated 6 out of 10. Now obviously the Mega Drive version was a lot better, because obviously of the gore and everything like that, and I think that was well documented. It was really by Mortal Kombat 2, the Super Nintendo series of games, started to get a little bit better. I've got another game I still can't get my head around here. Echo the Dolphin on Mega CD. I've only ever played the Mega Drive version, but I just can never get my head around it at all. And then we've got Gunstar Heroes on the Mega Drive, a review there, and they've only actually rated that 6 out of 10. Basically, I'm just trying to think, we're saying it looks good, it sounds good, it plays well, but after completing the game you get no great urge to return to it, even with 2 players. So I think the main problem there is just lack of replayability. They're saying obviously you can get through it quite quick. Then we've also got one of my favourites, and that's again a really low score, Zombies Ate My Neighbours on Super Nintendo, which they rated 6 out of 10, which again I still think is really, really low. Massive review there of Street Fighter 2 Turbo, which again, that has been rated, well, that's an import review of it, which is priced at £90, which probably does ring a bell quite a few people. They've already sort of reviewed it, a smaller review, giving it 9 out of 10, and then also a review of it on the PC Engine CD, something I've never ever played, so I can't exactly comment on it. And then another big feature here on Super Mario Collection / Mario All Stars, which obviously was a great game, even though it was just basically the NES games. There was loads to do on it, and it looked really, really nice, back then. And again, there's just a bit more again on zombies. A weird way of doing it, because it seemed to be like a little snapshot about the game and then a full page about it, like show quite a few more screenshots, and I suppose it did make Edge stand out from the crowd, as these early issues, were coming out. Recommended reading, because it was one of the Future Publishing magazines. Here it just tells you what the other magazines are up to under the Future Publishing umbrella. So you've got Games Master magazine, which is still going, Game Zone magazine, which just died a death, Mega, which obviously covered Mega Drive. I never really bothered buying that. Sega Power lasted for quite a while before that faded away, and then you've got Sega Zone, Super Play. Well, everyone knows, that's my favourite magazine of all time. And then Total, and then the last thing there is letters page and a survey, just what you think of the magazine and everything like that. So not bad at all. I'm just glad to have that back in the collection, because like I say, one of the few magazines that is still going, and I've not bought it for that often recently. If there's something that really interests me, I will pick it up and end up buying it, have a read through. But yeah, that's Edge. Okay, thanks a lot, see you later.